Friends, comrades, I am Admiral Andre, coming to you one more again with Industry Manager Future Technologies. I thought, just as a sort of a way of finishing off that series that I've been doing on my channel, it really is finished now. I've recorded episode 6 and I'm going to upload it today. I thought I'm going to do a bit of a bonus. It's not going to be another series, I think, but I really want to try the more difficult scenario, because I think the experience that we've had now with the medium difficulty, or the normal difficulty as they call it, was really very, very easy. So I want to see what is the experience. I'm not even going to try easy. That's basically free play and a sandbox anyway, which is what we got on normal. So let's see how the game performs on hard difficulty. I just want to do maybe one episode or so on that. And I'll just put it together with the other episodes, so you can say this is almost an epilogue. So let's just take the defaults here. The map size will be large. There's going to be 5 cities. Resources will be scarce. That will have an impact, I'm very sure. There's going to be 3 AI players now. The market size will be large, I guess, to absorb all of the products that we will be making. The end goal is the landlord, which is to own 80% of all sectors. I'm going to ignore that. This is not something I'm going to strive towards. So this is more or less if you want to officially, I guess, win. But that's not the goal for this particular recording now. Starting money, as you can see, is a problem. 20 million euros is not a lot of money, especially if we have a lot of expenses in the beginning. The research price will also be high, which is something that's going to impact us, I think, quite heavily. So this already sets up a lot more of a challenge. So let's see what this can do. Now, we have the usual choices. I'm just going to repeat this one again as I did before. There we go, I'm back in action, and let's use our previous logo again with the same color, and I'll keep it Future Inc. We just have to pick a production chain now, and let's avoid the biotechnology. We've done this already, so let's pick something else. We can either go software or something more complex. I think let's actually go for something more complex. Let's do the personal electronics. We've touched on that in the last video that I did on Industry Manager by making the cheaper mobile phones. So this is definitely going to be very complex to begin with when we have such limited money. So let's get into it. Okay, now it actually warns us here. You have chosen a complex advanced production chain. Let's just confirm that. I guess if you're a beginner, you shouldn't really do that. Alright, there, stop immediately again. Now this is a different map. I think this game only actually has 3 maps. All of the easy games will take place on one map. The medium ones on the map that we saw now in the previous videos, and the more difficult one will be on this map. So there's no random maps in the game, I think. We've got 5 cities, so Seabrook Beach. This looks like a relatively big city actually. We've got, what's this, Colhampton, that's another big one. San Rosito is another big one, I think, and then we have 2 smaller towns, definitely smaller, Rocheville and Oakwood. So I guess we'll just be selling again to the big markets to begin with. We've got a lot of choice now with land, though. That's something that we're going to have to take a look at. The port is down here, the airport is up on the top, and the railway station is here. It does not matter, though. It just takes you back to the market anyway, so proximity, I think, has nothing to do with anything. We've just got to find a place again that has a lot of workers to offer, and that's going to actually have a good amount of resources. Actually, if we want to be really clever about it, we should go to the production chains from the beginning and plan out what we're going to need. Now, we've made the mobile phones. I guess if you're working in this field, you really should start with mobile phones because it's unlocked already. Just want to see about the other things. Laptops, oh, those are much more complex. Smart glasses are also more complex. Oh yes, very much so. Let's see, what do we have? Flexible OLED displays and digital wallets. Okay, I think let's just start off again with mobile phones, which will actually be a nice segue from the previous video where we actually started making mobile phones. So for this, we're going to need silica and aluminum, graphite and lithium, as well as oil for the polymer and petrochemicals. So we have to find a site that we know will have a lot of these things. But there's a catch there that I just thought about. It's anyway good for us to find a piece of land, but I think, okay, let's do one thing at a time. Let's first find a piece of land that has a lot of resources. So this one has a good workforce. It has 405 oil, 22 silica, 75, no, that's coal, 64 graphite. Again, it's difficult to say if this is a lot of graphite or not, but the oil is looking good. This, I think, is the most important. It's got very little titanium, though. No, I don't want to buy. I wanted to exit out of that. See the next door one. Titanium a lot more. It still has a lot of oil. This might be, okay, it's got only one platinum. No, okay, let's go for sector 27. Just to start off, next to the river. It's a very nice location, and we are starting near to Colhampton. So let's pick this one. Don't want to spend too much time looking around. Water and soil 100%, so a lot of workers as well. Perfect for us. Buy. Still 5 million euros, but now we only have 15 million left. And that now brings me to the catch that I was talking about. Before I started recording this, I actually started up my own difficult scenario in this game, just to see if it would even be practical for me to do it. And I quickly ran into a problem, because I was setting up the whole chain, and by the time I had to build the personal electronics factory, I actually didn't have any money, and I already took out a loan. And I couldn't do any more, and I was basically going bankrupt because I wasn't selling anything. I wasn't even making anything, the finished products yet. So I think we're going to have to start like we saw our competitors did in the previous moderate game that I did. And they started with the finished products, and then they bought all of the raw materials from the marketplace, and over time started making that themselves. That's going to have to be our strategy, I think, because some of these buildings are really expensive, like the personal electronics factory. That's another 5 million euros, and then all of the mines and things over time, it's just going to bankrupt us. So let's see, there's another 3.5 for the research and development facility, but we anyway have to get this, so let me just start with that. Let's put it up next to the river here. Nice spot here between the trees. I think that looks nice. We also have to get the warehouse, which is another 800,000 euros. Let's put it in the corner where all these roads come together. Just get it aligned. It's a bit difficult sometimes. This is where, if you have an OCD problem, you really should maybe not focus on these things, but there we go. And what else are we going to need? We're going to need the personal electronics factory. So let's actually just get this done right from the start. And we're going to build that nice in between these trees. Okay, now they can just all finish building. Okay, well, the warehouse is done first. We don't need to hire any workers there. Then we're just going to focus on buying these materials. Okay, stop. So the R&D facility is now finished. Let me hire the 48 workers here again. I still feel it's valuable to have all of the workers maxed out here, because the research, the research cost is going to be more in this high difficulty, and I assume that just means it's going to take longer to do things. Yes, definitely. I remember the first level of research duration was about 32 days. It's 40 days now. So everything is going to take much longer. So anyway, let us actually then just unlock more workers in the personal electronics factory so we can max that out from the beginning. So actually, I'm thinking now. No, let's start with advertising. Our old trick there. How much is that? 18 days. So that's fine. We just get them started on that because this will be crucial for us. Absolutely crucial. And then as soon as the factory is finished, it takes the longest. You can see there the progress on the side. 60 and so on. I must say this is my favorite map of all, I think. It's got a lot more features and diverse cities and so on. See, is it done yet? Almost. Okay, stop, or at least go very slow. So let's hire the max here. 10 workers is not a lot. That means we won't be able to make that many phones to start off with, but then again the goal will just be to make a profit. So what is it that we're going to need? So I'll just add here the mobile phone. And let's do the best quality that we can. And so 62.5 phones per day. That's as much as we can produce. The final quality will be only 11. So there again you see the quality level is not directly correlated to the slider setting there. Because at this point we have no inputs anyway. So what are we going to need for this? We are going to have to buy, now I wonder if there is an easy way to do this, and I really hope there is. Let's take the least amount. Chemicals, we'll need 2.78 per day. So let's go to the marketplace. Chemicals, 2.78. Where's the chemicals? There, chemicals. Quite expensive. Anyway, so I have to now set up a purchase order by to the warehouse, and see, now I must manually put in the quantity, so I'm gonna have to remember this stuff. 2.78. Oh, and I can't even do the decimal, so we'll just put in an order for 3. The quality, let's also do the quality of 20, which is the same as our other slider, and I'll put this on a repeat because we'll need this every day. Buy. Then we are going to need 6 plastics, so I'm rounding it off now just because we can't do decimals. Plastics, purchase order, warehouse. We need 6 plastics per day of the quality 20 again, and repeat. Buy. Okay, that's not taking too long. We will need lithium-ion batteries, 13 of them in a day. So I'd have to find that now. Where is it? There. So purchase, take it to the warehouse, and we need 13. No, 13. There we go. And I'll just do the 20 again. So this is quite a low quality, but to get us started, I think is fine. But see, now again, I'm wondering whether that slider has anything to do with this quality or if it's this quality. I don't understand the relation here. Anyway, still part of me trying to figure stuff out. Then the last one is the integrated circuits. We'll need 7 of them in a day. So integrated. Now how do I find that? There we go. So we need of them just 7. Quality 50. If I drop it, it does cut the price a lot. So let's put it on 20. Okay. Now I've set up all of our orders. Let's see if we can somehow review these orders. There we go. So these are all of the orders that I've put in for the phones. So there is actually a way to just easily see what we've got going and cancel it. That's great. Okay, what's this? I don't know what this one does, but anyway. So now we're getting these in. So let me just set up the export line here. And let's run the game and see if this works. Okay, we've purchased everything. Are they making anything? Doesn't look like it. Does not have enough resources. Now hold on, what's going wrong here? Alright, so this is a bit more complex. It just says null, 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 null for everything. Okay, I've got all the workers on here and it's the max per day. So let's just look at this again. Plastics, we need 6 per day if we round it off. So let's look. There's the plastics. Oh, of course. Oh, that's a bit silly. I didn't tell the warehouse to send it back to the electronics factory. Oh well, shows you can make some mistakes sometimes. But anyway, let's resolve that. It means we also have a little bit of an extra surplus built up. Now we should start seeing it. So it should now break even per day, more or less. We'll have a little bit left every day, I think. It takes a few days to just settle the numbers. You see there, 0, 0, 0. Perfect. So we're using exactly as much as we're bringing in. And the phones are being produced. Okay, so let's do the advertising trick now. Let's go right to Colhampton. It's a big city for us, so build a trade center here. Just have that finished. Another huge expense. You see our money situation is not looking great. So you don't really have a choice on the high difficulty. You have to start with a finished product. Okay, our advertising is done. What else can I do? Let's do building costs and research duration. Those are big research projects, but let's do them anyway. Come on, finish. 90%. Okay, it's done. Now, I'll just pause it again. Our competitors are not on the map yet, which is good for us. Take the warehouse and the mobile phone. So now we can look at this situation. I first have to do the advertising thing again. So we are now advertising this new mobile phone again on... Okay, at least now we can just focus on Colhampton first, just to see if this whole thing works. And on all the possible platforms again. And that's 80,000 euros in a day. That is an immense amount of money. So I'm not sure if this trick is going to work now. So let's just see what happens if I just let it run. Okay, all the phones were sold immediately. So that does show that the demand is definitely much, much more than our capacity is. So we can definitely put the price up. So let's try again 1,500 euros. And just see if that means that all of our phones are being sold. It looks like it. This is the only place we're selling now, so obviously it's a limited market, but we're only producing how many again? 62.5 a day. So that means you can really just focus on one city at this point. Yes, we're selling it all. We're selling it all and we're making a bit of a profit. But now you can see very clearly what the difficulty level has done to us. Our profits are only a few thousand euros, so it's going to be a much slower game, and you're going to have to incrementally expand your production chain to include more and more of your raw materials. Let me just play around and make it 1,700 euros and see if that helps us a little bit. Looks like people are still buying it. Yes, alright, 1,900. Now at least I don't have to switch through all of the different cities. I can just focus on this one. Still doing it, and our profits are 31,000 now. That's good. Let's make it 2,500. I want to see how far I can push it. because we have such limited numbers, I think it's worthwhile. Okay, there we go. So we've pushed it past the limit. 2,700 and it's dropping again. So let's just see if that last unit gets sold. Yes, so 2,700 seems to be a good price. I'm not going to mess around too much with it now. And that gives us a profit of 81,500 or 81,800 euros per day. Definitely a good way to just get started. So not bad. I think it's that means we can really make it work on the higher difficulty level. Let's expand now. Actually, again, this will take a long time to now build up the profits. So maybe a good idea if I can just stop us there. Since we have to do the whole thing the other way around this time, we have to start with the finished goods. So if we want to push up our profits right now, it's not going to help building oil refineries and chemical factories and all of that kind of stuff. We've got to start right away with another finished product. So it's going to have to be, let's say, what's the next easiest thing that we can unlock? Smart glasses. That only takes virtual reality research. Let's just see if we go to the research. I'll remove this duration one of 40 days and just get again to the personal electronics factory and do, what was it, virtual reality, I think. Yes, just make sure of these things. So there, virtual reality will take 22 days to unlock. So once that's finished, I'll come back into the video and we can continue to see what we can do. I'll just save you that bit of time and make the video a bit shorter. Let me just jump back in here. We've finished the virtual reality research now, and I'm just busy upgrading the workforce because obviously we'll need to have more workers at the electronics factory. Our opponents have now arrived, and you can actually get an idea for what they're trying to do if you look at the research screen and you see their icons here. Our opponents are called Masterson, and they are basically focusing on jewelry at the moment. The other one is Omniworks, and that they are researching a fashion factory. And our old friends Astragon Enterprises have returned again with a vehicle factory. So obviously they're just trying to unlock those things at the moment, but I just thought it's interesting, and you can see on the mini-map they're actually right next to us, and then Omniworks is down by the port. Anyway, I'll just finish this and come back to you again. Alright, so we've finished that now, and I can just go ahead and hire the people. Obviously I have to upgrade the personal electronics factory first. It needs to have the virtual reality upgrade, which we just finished researching as well, and the workforce one, so we can hire 10 more people. And then I'm just going to put them, okay, let's pause again because I need to set up all the purchase orders. So I'll set them up on the smart glasses. And let's do the max, which we can only do 20. That's why I don't think it really is going to matter if we set our purchase orders also to a quality of 20, because you see our phones are actually quality 20 as well now. So I think it does depend a lot on your input resources instead of just 11. So 20 is anyway what we can do, so let's just leave it there. Okay, so we can make 136 and a little bit per day. But we are going to need quite a lot of inputs. Now again, unfortunately, I don't think there's an easy way for me to just click right through. I have to now close this and go to the market, come back, and so on and so on. So let's just get that started. Lithium, we'll need 21 per day. Okay, let's find lithium. Going the wrong way here. There we go. So I think, you know, I'll set up all the purchase orders and then I'll come back to you again. Okay, I think it's working now. I just put up all the purchase orders and then told the warehouse to ship them into the electronics factory here, and then to ship the virtual glasses back to the warehouse. So if we see here, we are now actually making the smart glasses. So let's just see how many a day. Okay, they finished their jeweler research. 136 a day, so we're busy doing that. Let's actually now just try and sell it again. If we just go back to advertising, choose the product. I think for that, okay, they finished their fashion factory. For that amount, we can just focus on one city. I think that'll be just fine. Let's just maximize it again and put this back in Colhampton. And it's a bit cheaper. Why is it a bit cheaper? Oh, I've missed one. There we go. Didn't make sense. Anyway, that's now being advertised. So we're telling people here in Colhampton, this is the next best thing now. We must have smart glasses. And we just set it up. Okay, stop. Otherwise they're going to buy it all. Let me actually just see what happens when you see the demand just shoots up. I guess that's due to the advertising. So we are making the 136 point whatever, and they want 1,394 per day. So obviously the demand is again far exceeding our supply. So we don't have to focus on any other cities yet. I guess that makes sense. If you are producing more than you can sell for a good price in one city, then you expand to the others. Let's just see, what can we make this price now? The phone costs us a little bit more actually to make than the smart glasses, which is very interesting, but just €1. So let's try the same sale price for the smart glasses. There's actually more demand for the smart glasses, so let's do 2,700 again. Very quick to find out if it's working. No, it's not. Okay, we are selling, but it's not actually enough to clear out the warehouse. Make it 2,500. No. Definitely not. Okay, 2,000. Now it keeps going up, so the price is definitely too high. Okay, what's happening here? We're getting some warnings. Okay, and other things happening on top of it. Let's just sort this out, but I think actually let's start with the other message here. We've only bought 37 out of 38 and then 35 out of 38 memoristic processors. Now, is that a problem on the market? Let's just have a look on the memoristic processors. That's because the supply is not enough globally. That's going to be a problem, but there's nothing I can do really about that now. That means we'll have to just basically make fewer smart glasses. And then I'll have to adjust all of the other products as well, because then they'll be too much. So I'm not going to bother with that. I just want to sell these and see what price I can get for them. We'll still make almost all of them. That shouldn't impact production too much. Let's try 1,500. But now you see we're going to get this warning every single day. 323. Okay, it's a bit too much still. Still too much. Still too much. That should be enough. Okay, it's going down. Let's just stop this because we're getting this annoying message now the whole time. But we started selling the smart glasses now for a good price. That means we'll be selling more than we're making, and that's 1,200 euros. It's funny that the smart glasses cost us less to make, but even though the demand is more or less the same now, we can only sell it for about half the price, actually less than half. So let me just go to the global market and see if we can explain it that way. Smart glasses global demand 2,000, and the mobile phones 2,600. But I don't know if that really impacts it because we're selling in the city. So I haven't figured this side of the game out yet, but there we go. At least we're making 166,000 euros a day now. So we're pretty much back where we were when we started with the previous playthrough with the influenza vaccine. And I guess from this platform we can just expand maybe into more products and then eventually back down the chain to the lower or end raw materials. But I guess in a way this is actually more realistic because, you know, in real life you'll get a company, they make phones, but they don't do the mining and all of that as well. They just buy those materials from the global market. So in that sense it's a bit more realistic to play on the high difficulty level. Let's just see again what we can do about this global market, because it seems like it's falling the whole time now. It's only 29 global supply now, so I wonder what's happening with the supply. But I guess this is something again in real life that you're going to have to deal with, because supply does fluctuate. Unfortunately, I can only see the price over time, so I can't get a graph for that, for the actual supply, but that could be a real problem if it goes down to 0 for some reason. Then we'll have to make it ourselves or scrap the line. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. I just wanted to show you this more difficult level. So I'll just leave that here, and this will be the only episode for this, I think. It just shows it is possible to make a good profit again with a high difficult game. I don't know what the opponents are going to do, if they're also going to go bankrupt like last time, I don't know, or if they're going to sell their stocks and then you can buy them again perhaps. That's always a good possibility. So that side of it I don't know yet, but I certainly will recommend that if you're interested in this kind of game, a tycoon sort of game, try this one out. It certainly, as you saw with all the chains and things, it does have a lot of possibilities, and definitely just to challenge yourself. Even if the AI is maybe not the strongest, it can still be quite challenging. So, for example, right now I have to deal with this memoristic processor shortage. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and join me again next time for something else. Maybe one day I'll come back to this game, but for now I think that's enough on this channel. So, thank you for watching and have a fantastic day.